I never get sick or tired of having you connect with me and leaving your comments, and you know who you are. I love you dearly. Thank you for telling me your thoughts. This is for the guys and for the girls. And all you newbies, I'm so thrilled to have you here, because most likely where you found me, it was just like 3 minutes or a minute, and I'm gonna blah over here. It's like I have the freedom to really explain a lot of shit. So it's almost 2022, and my job that I've taken upon myself, because I feel it's very natural for me, is to help everyone that comes across my path to transition from the 3D world to the 5D world. Now, for those who are not familiar with what that means exactly, the D stands for dimension. And the third dimension, which is the 3D world, which you're accustomed to living in, is a mindset of scarcity. It's a mindset of disconnect from the universe. It's a mindset where we live primarily out of our lizard brain, which it's called the reptilian brain because it is geared for survival. So it's not really connected to the abundance of the universe or to everyone and everything. It's more like the fit of the fittest is the one that survives. So whenever you are in the reptile brain, you will find yourself in a fight or flight scenario. That happens a lot, by the way, for all you who are insomniacs, for all you who have trouble sleeping. When you can't give your vessel the peace and nourishment of sleep so that it reconnects into this world in a safe place, it's going to have a fearful energy. And whenever you have a fearful energy, you will pull to you all the other fearful energies of your whole entire fucking life. This is why you go back to the past, because all the shit's there. And this is also why it's very important not to connect to anyone who makes you feel anxious or edgy or small or dimmed or ignored. It doesn't matter how busy they are. It doesn't matter that right now they can't give you the time of day. It really doesn't matter that they're going through A, B, C, and D. Those who are into and already have transitioned to the 5D have activated their superpower, which is compassion. So compassion means they don't necessarily have to be involved with those people who are still with the 3D of drama and conflicts and energy pathways in the brain that you carve out to give the body energy. Because if you think about every trauma you've been through, your adrenals are going to be wiped out. And your adrenals are 2 organs right under your ribs that help you adapt to stress. So when you don't sleep, when you've been shocked, when you've been traumatized, when you've been brokenhearted, your adrenals are fucking gone. That's why you have no energy. And that's why when a person taps you on the shoulder, you're like this. Or when someone gives you a notice, it's like a big panic. Meanwhile, you're just a few days late, but everything is taken out of proportion. You're now in the reptile brain. You're now in fight or flight, because when adrenals are wiped out and all they could do is give your body, because again, if you're scared during the night because you're not sleeping, you're going to be fearful. You're not going to lie all night thinking of beautiful, wondrous, how your man's going to look, how your woman's going to look like, that vacation you want to go on, this new house you're going to build. You're going to think of really dismal thoughts, and you're going to bring to yourself all the terrible things that people have done to you. And at that point, your body recognizes you're scared. So what it does is that it whips like a horse that's really, really tired. It whips your adrenals that are supposed to release inspirational adrenaline. It's now fear-based adrenaline. And so when you get fear-based adrenaline, you're very alert, you're hypervigilant, you're extra sensitive, you trust no one, you expect the other shoe to drop, you actually look for it. And what you look for, you shall find. Because when you have the focus of your mind and your antenna and your feelers out for anything of danger, which is how the brain is wired. It's wired to protect you. Your brain is not wired to fall in love. That's why it's challenging, unless you're way, way above that. And so the people who are still in the 3D are attracted to conflict. They don't know this consciously. When I say attracted, I mean they don't say to themselves, I want to have an argument. What's happened is that when their adrenals died on them and they went through all that trauma and the body was very weak. If you think about it, when your body's weak, you think suicidal, depressing, dismal, I don't give a fuck what happens to me thoughts. Because your body's energy is low, so the thoughts that join and match it are going to be low. And when that happens, you carve an addiction to a pathway in your brain that creates this fix of anger. And then you cause fights all over. And that's what I mean by they're addicted to conflict, because they're tired as fuck. And so they will smell out where they can stand up for a cause, stand up for the right, defend themselves. It doesn't matter that the person didn't mean that. It doesn't matter that they're projecting. It doesn't matter that these people are triggered from past events. It will sniff out an opportunity to trigger a fight because the adrenals will shoot out fear-based energy, and at least that person will be able to feel in control of their life. That's why rebels and people who fight for causes feel so strong. To fight for a cause is always to fight for something bigger than yourself. And if it's bigger than yourself, then the energy of that bigness lends it over to you. And so the 3D world is about addiction. It's about the primitive emotions that are guilt, blame, shame, and anger. And these are all man-made. These do not exist in the universe. God does not feel guilty. So that's one thing that I always remembered as a child when people tried to make me feel guilty. I have a very personal connection with my Lord, my God, Spirit, whatever you want to call it. And I just said, I just said, God does not feel guilty. I am made in God's image. I am a child of God. There is no guilt inside me. And so even though I didn't have all the pieces fit together and I didn't understand triggers or projections or what's going on with me or conditioning, I just didn't let that take over. I never succumbed to that. So right now, the 5D world, which is a world you've always been connected to in a heart dimension, it is the world of a heart. It is a world where we feel each other through energies, where manipulation won't work, where lying won't work, where people look so good won't work, where people look down and out, we won't judge, because we will feel the energy. Can you fucking imagine going to a business meeting or going on a date and just feeling the energy and learning how to read? And don't worry, I'm going to be teaching you how to read it every step of the fucking way. And I actually had someone in the comment on another platform say, that's so disempowering. Oh my God, that's so negative. To see? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, let's see. What would that get rid of? Betrayal, cheating, losing 10, 7, 15 years of your life. Because you're going to attract a pure match to when you are at a pure match. Because those people who cheated and did all those things, we're not pointing the finger at them. We're saying the biggest part of you cheated yourself somewhere, some way, shape, or in your conversation with that person. There was a deception in you. You betrayed yourself first. You turned your back on yourself, dude. You turned your back on yourself, girl. And when you did that, you almost expect the next shoe to drop because you feel bad. You feel guilty. You know you turned your back on yourself because you agreed to go with this person, because you let him get out of this, because they cheated and then you overlooked it. Really? Really? plate is broken, it just doesn't repair itself. I don't give a fuck what's together. I don't care how much money. I don't care anything. I understand children, but believe me, the children just breathe in that disconnect energy and then assume that's love, that coldness, that fakeness. They don't understand authenticity. You're not doing them any justice at all. This is my little opinion, just coming from my being. So when you begin to leave the 3D world, you begin to learn to read energies in the 5D world. And it's not negative to be able to see into another person. It's just, as a little girl, when that happened to me, I got rid of people really quickly. And oh, this is my new best friend. Oh no, she said that means that, because I can see the energy on which this was delivered was a different phrase. I could read energies from a little girl. I was called the dangerous child. I thought that meant I was bad, but all it meant was the adults couldn't ask me questions or didn't want to speak to me. I thought that was fucking hilarious. But for the longest time, I just thought I was bad. But nicely wicked, yes, but bad, no. So in this 5D world, can you imagine you're on a date in business and you're reading off the energy of this person? And so they can't manipulate you, and you are no longer trying to prove, no longer having to judge, no longer in need of a second voice because you think your heart was taken advantage of before because you listened, but see, you never listened to your heart. Your heart had an alarm. It was overruled by your brain. And the only reason it will be overruled by your brain, woman, is when you have a warped energy, when your masculine energy is in overdrive. And it has to be because you needed protection when you were growing up because dad wasn't around, or dad was abusive, or dad was alcoholic, or dad was many things, but everything he was supposed to be for you, he was not. And so you will balance your energies by your body having an overdrive masculine energy to give you what you didn't have from your father. The only problem with that is that you will go into this world working too hard, working too much, overdoing, sacrificing, being overly responsible, and fixing everyone but you. Because you only are able to feel healing vicariously by someone else's wellness, because your focus from your masculine energy at home was never adorned on you. Your spotlight was never on you. And so you turn it to others. And that's why as a fixer, you will attract a clinger, which is a feminine guy. The same for you guys who've never got anything but a coldness and bitter nipples, sour nipples, no nourishment to suck in from that mother. She was dry as ice or cold, whatever her issues, or alcoholic or whatever. And so you didn't have the nourishment. You didn't have the mother putting the confidence into you, because no man knows the strength and the power of all he's capable of until he looks into the eyes of the woman he loves, and she reflects it back to him. It usually starts with your mother, but regardless if it did or not, it's going to end with me looking into your eyes, seeing so much power, so much wonder, so much beauty. And it may take you a minute to realize, it may take you a minute to feel worthy of being all that you are. But I'm going to be here as long as it takes. And we're going to move into the 5D whole fucking spotlight, knowing that the world was created just for us in a very special